Hey St. Paul's, it's me, Luke, here with your midweek devotion. This sermon series that we're in currently is about listening for God's voice and hearing your call. So I wanted to expand a little bit upon that because that's something that's really relevant in my life, and I know that there are a lot of you who connect as well. I want to start with a piece of scripture that I think is relevant to the discernment process that we're all constantly on and going through. It's from 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 12. In the New Revised Standard Version, it says, "For just as the body is one and has many members, and all the members of the body, though many, are one body, so it is with Christ." And later on, the story continues in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 15. "If the foot would say, 'Because I am not a hand, I do not belong to the body,' that would not make it any less a part of the body." So Methodists, as a lot of you probably know, and some of you may not, are called to make disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world, which is an incredibly exciting task, but also can seem a little daunting, and we need a little bit of direction and a little bit of guidance, and thankfully that comes from God and it comes from our community. I want to invite you to ask yourself how you are partaking in this transformation or aiding in this transformation from where you are in your life. So, for example, I'm called to ordination, to be a pastor in the United Methodist Church, to church leadership. So I'm in the candidacy process right now with our Great Plains Annual Conference, which is the vetting process that will allow me to hopefully someday serve as a leader in the church. And I'm on track to go to seminary, and I appreciate St. Paul's support in all of the above. But just because you are not necessarily called to go to seminary doesn't mean that you're not taking part in that transformation, and it doesn't mean that you're not vitally important to that transformation as well. So you might be doing your part in your vocation, whether you're working in a way that heals people or teaches people or connects people with opportunities for transformation, or you might be doing it because you're called to parenthood and you are impacting the lives of your children to be people who seek justice and who love other people and who are accepting and inviting, and you might be simply doing it as you love, seek, and serve alongside our congregation here at St. Paul's. So I don't know how you're being called, but I do want to encourage you to keep listening. Keep listening for what God has in store for you and for what God needs of you. And please let me know or let one of our pastors know or somebody here at St. Paul's know if you need someone to talk through what you're hearing with. And always let us know how we can get you better connected to opportunities to engage in worship, to take leadership where you might want to learn more about something through educational programming or a small group that you might want to learn more about, to serve in opportunities both in and outside our St. Paul's community. And I encourage you always to invite others to do it along with you. I'm excited to be on this journey with you, and God bless you.
Stephen was a deacon in Jerusalem. They dragged him out those city gates and tried to quiet him. When Stephen preached, those Pharisees started throwing stones. Before he died, he raised his eyes and saw Jesus on the throne. He said,
"You can bear the work, but the work will go on. You can silence the voices, but you can't stop the song. When the Spirit's moving, His will be done. You can bury the workmen, but the work will go on." James was sent to heaven at the end of Herod's sword, and Peter, he was crucified like his beloved Lord. Yeah, the Roman Colosseum the lion and the fire. The gates of hell could not prevail. They fan those flames higher, 'cause you can bury the workmen, but the work will go on. You can silence the voices, but you can't stop the song. When the Spirit's moving, His will be done. You can bury the workmen, but the work will go on. And then they lowered Jesus. They laid Him in a grave. They thought that it was over, that His name would fade away. But Jesus wasn't listening, no. He rose to life again. 'Cause God is not persuaded by the arrogance of men. 'Cause you can bury the workmen, but the work will go on. You can silence the voices, but you can't stop the song. When the Spirit's moving, the will be done. You can bury the workmen, but the work will go on. You can bury the workmen, but the work will go on. You can silence the voices, but you can't stop the song. When the Spirit's moving,